Hi everyone, this is Heather Lottinen from the Flourish.Academy. This is episode 376. Today we are talking about engagement sessions. A few days ago, a friend of mine in the FA community group, which you should be a part of, was asking what everyone charges for their engagement sessions. Now she was just trying to get a general idea because she's new and she hasn't done these before. She was just wondering what everyone else is charging. For some reason, people are really hesitant to share their pricing. I am not. I will share anything about money and pricing that you would like. So if you have a question about pricing, please feel free to ask me. But I have also had clients in the past phrase it a little bit differently. They have asked me, what should I charge for an engagement session? But that is an impossible question to answer because obviously it depends on a lot of things. It depends on your skill set, your experience, and whether or not this is a core part of your business. Is it something you wish to pursue? Do you even enjoy them or do you not? So I'm going to give you my take on engagement sessions. When I started shooting weddings, I made the decision not to include engagement sessions in my packages, and I know that several of you do that and you have, and if that works for you, that's great. But here are my reasons for not doing that. Number one is people tend to ask if they can pull the engagement session out in order to reduce the price. I'm not a fan of reducing the price, so I didn't like to do that. Also, many of my clients were not in the Pittsburgh area, but they were coming home for their weddings, so they would not be around to do an engagement session. And quite frankly, there are a lot of people who just don't want to have an engagement session. It's not a priority for them. Now, a lot of photographers will offer this in their wedding package because it gives them the opportunity to get to know their client, how they photograph, so that they're more at ease on their wedding day. And I think that's really smart. That's a good approach. But I don't know that I would want to include it in my packaging for the reasons that I just mentioned. So mine was an add-on. If you booked me as your wedding photographer, it was $525 for an engagement session, and that included the retouched high-resolution files. If you wish to hire me for your engagement session and you are not a current client of mine, then it was $1,200 because, to be honest, weddings were my core business and I didn't want a bunch of engagement sessions that weren't my wedding clients distracting me from my core business, which is why I made it so expensive. But for the most part, my clients were hiring me, and when I was photographing about 30 weddings a year, let me think about this. I was probably doing less than 10 engagement sessions per year. So not everybody, obviously, I mean, that's only 1/3 of my clients wanted an engagement session, so I'm not sure if including it is a good idea. But in terms of pricing it, if you're new, you could charge whatever you wanted. You could say, okay, it's $100 and you get 5 files. You could say it's $1,000 and you get no files and you have to do an in-person session. It's really dependent on your model and where you're at with your business. I don't have a problem with any of this, and I don't believe that there's a right or wrong answer here. There's just a different choice. I talk about this a lot in my pricing for profitability course. We at the Flourish Academy have a course for pricing. We're really proud of it. I'll post the link below, so you definitely want to check it out. But you can really charge whatever you want. You can charge an hourly rate. You can say that you have an hourly rate. It's $125 an hour, so 2 hours is going to cost you $250. That includes the files, and you could explain to your clients that they could expect between 15 and 20 files from their engagement session. I mean, really, this runs the gamut. And again, it depends on if it's something you want to do. So let me give you a for instance. I'm not really into family photography at this point in my career. I am decent at it. I am not the best, and I will do it for my friends and my family, but I really don't want to offer it as a service. But every once in a while, I get asked if I'll do it. So I either have one of two responses. If my calendar is completely full, I will say I am currently not offering family sessions. And I use the word currently because I don't want to close the door. What if I want to do them in the future? But if I have time in my calendar and I kind of toy with the idea, I might say something like, I'm absolutely available for your family session. It's $1,200 and you must come to me. So we have property where I photograph and I want to make it convenient for myself. If they take me up on that, I will gladly shoot their family session for $1,200. That includes the files. I currently don't do in-person sales for those sessions, although I think it is an excellent idea because you will definitely make more money. Again, you can see there are a million different ways you can structure your pricing, And the good news is not a right or wrong answer, just a different choice, a different decision. Please check out the Pricing for Profitability course if you struggle with this at all, or if you feel like you're not sure if you're charging appropriately. I will say that more often than not, my experience has been most of us tend to undercharge rather than overcharge. So if you feel like you're charging too much, you probably aren't charging enough. But if I were a brand new photographer and I just picked up my camera, you better believe I would be fairly inexpensive until I built my own confidence through competence in order to feel like I have sort of earned the privilege to charge more money. But if you don't want to do engagement sessions and you want to charge $1,000 and just put it out there, you are the boss of you. I hope that you found this useful. If you do engagement sessions and you're willing to share your pricing, would you comment below? It would be helpful to everyone, and it doesn't matter. No one's gonna judge you or really care what your pricing in is. It just helps to see different thoughts and ideas. I'll see you in the next video.